Welcome back to my channel, and today we have Luisa here from Germany who lives in Dubai, and she is a brain performance coach. Basically, she checks how the brain performs with the body and she coaches it. Anyway, if you want to know more about Luisa's journey, please check out the video that we are going to link into here now, where I interviewed Luisa and she told us how a very inspiring story about how she has and is still continuing to overcome living with scoliosis, quite severe scoliosis. She's had complete spinal fusion surgery. We're not going to go into that detail now, but please check out the other video and send her some love, positivity and light to continue inspiring, motivating and helping other people with scoliosis. One thing Luisa does with your clients, she's a medical PT. So one thing that Luisa does is this brain performance test, and this identifies weaknesses within the body, which perhaps patients with scoliosis have due to imbalance in the spine. Correct me if at any point I'm wrong. So today Luisa thinks that if she does this test on me, and she can find an imbalance within my body, and then she can give me a program of exercises to overcome this imbalance within my body, that I could be 15% stronger.
5 to 15%.
Okay, fine. Knock a girl down, why don't you? 5 to 15% stronger. But you said in the other video that they thought you could only make 5 degrees of progress with your spine, and you made 16 degrees of progress. So.
Fair enough.
Sky's the limit, guys. Sky's the limit. Anyway, let's go.
I have a whole list of exercises or tests which we're gonna try with you, just to figuring out, as you mentioned, where maybe if there are some imbalances, then we will find them.
I kind of don't want there to be imbalances because I like to think that I'm a very well-balanced and well-rounded woman. But I also really want there to be a problem that you can fix that's going to make me 15% stronger.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Right. So we are going just right into that. Of course, we can't go through the whole list, so I give you just like kind of a glimpse and some basic exercises and tests, how it would look like, what we're going to do. First of all, I think in the previous conversation we had, you were saying that you don't have pain. So normally you would ask the client or the patient about, like, from 0, I have no pain, to 10, I am gonna die pain, right? How bad is it and where is it, right? Second one, you would look for the mobility or immobility actually of certain areas and joints for the range of motion, right? I know that you had on your left hip, I think, a problem with mobility.
Yeah.
Right, so this is noted. And now we're just gonna try our first test. It's called a Babinski test, which they usually use for babies, right? When they have this reflex of grabbing things, right? And they never ever let it go. Right? So they are pretty good in flexion, but not in extension. Right? And extension you just develop over the time within the first 12 months. And if you don't develop that extension that much, then you will probably get some imbalances later on. So sometimes you see people walking like this, right? They're like kind of leaning forward. That could be a sign of that, for example.
Interesting.
All right? Okay, so the first one is I'm just gonna need your palm. Right. And I'm just using, our first exercise is the Babinski test, which you use probably normally for babies to see if there are any reflexes. I don't tell Scarlett what I'm looking for right now, so I'm just using my pen. Okay. Nothing, right? Which is a negative result. Negative is good, right?
Okay.
So now I'm asking you to remove your flip-flops, please, because we're going to do the same for your feet. And if you can sit down, maybe your cameraman needs to come down with us. There's a little action today here. Right? You got it? Okay, so just relax. And I'm also using my pen going outwards here.
Very ticklish.
Very ticklish. Right? There was a little reflex, right? So her big toe was kind of going this way, right? Which is a positive result.
Okay.
This one was okay, but here I could see like that was a positive result,
Okay.
right? So this is your left side. Okay, I will write that down for you, right? And then we're going to go to the next test. And the next test would be an unilateral stance test, which is, okay, you just stand like that on the wall, right? And you just march for some seconds and then you just stand still, right? And then I'm gonna check your feet. Okay, and then you stop. Good. Right. What I'm looking here for is how she's placing her feet. Are they like outside, like the toes are pointing outside? Are they pointing inside? If there is like a massive imbalance, like on this area, is one more arching or not? If it's like equal. At the moment, they seem equal and probably a little flat, like slightly pronating inwards, but which is good. I mean, she has good toe position actually. But let's see for the second test or the third test for the feet actually, if there is more to see.
Okay.
Okay. This the other test is a bilateral stance test, and for that, you turn around facing the wall, right? And then you're gonna lift one foot slowly, tap down, then lift the other one slowly. Try to bring your feet more closer first, right? There we go.
You're forgetting how big my thighs are. My feet naturally are like this because my legs are so big.
Okay, what I'm looking here is first the arch, not the arch, the Achilles tendon, right? And also if I can see here from here, when you look here through the feet, right? If there is like a toe like pointing more inwards or something, right? So now she's gonna do the test. She's lifting one foot slowly, right? Good. Tap down, and then the other one. Okay, good. What I was looking for is the first reaction of her arch, right? When she was lifting this foot, right? The first reaction of this foot was actually like a supinating movement, like this, right? We are only looking for the first movement, right? The first, and then she was doing it on the other side, and the first movement on this side, she was more like collapsing inwards, like pronating. What does it mean? Pronating means this side is actually weaker. This is your right side.
Yeah.
Right? And this supinating means actually that she's a little stronger on this side, on the left side. The next test would be a comparison between lower extremities and flexors and extensors. We did a test for that in the gym, so they probably put that somewhere in the video. Right? And the results were quite interesting. She basically was laying on the ground with her stomach, raising arms and legs, and she did like more than average on the time. Right? It was 100. What was it?
Like over
185 seconds or something. Right? If I remember right.
Because I've got a strong.
Yeah, the
This one,
posterior
yeah.
muscle chain was
Yeah.
quite strong. But then she turned around. We were doing the same, but for the core. So laying on the back and lifting head, arms, and legs.
You let me
Right,
down.
Like a kind of a crash. I won't show my belly now. Right? And there, she was only doing 25 seconds. Instead of 160 something is the average, kind of, right? So this is a massive difference. And so what does it tell us? Weak core.
A weak core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You were mentioning before today that you have like dealing with lower back pain. That can also come from a weak core, right? If your core is not engaging enough, your back is taking over much more.
Yeah.
Right.
To put that into context, I'm not suffering with like horrendous lower back pain. I did deadlifts yesterday. I've got a bit of a back pump, but yes, we are talking about the fact that my weak core, which we've identified, might be playing a role in the fact that I do get a back pump in deadlifts, and a fact that really trying to get a stronger, better, bigger deadlift. And if I maybe work on my core, I mean, maybe, of course. Anyway, let's move on.
Good. So the next test is the Fukuda test. Fukuda. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing it right. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. So this one is marching, right? You would march with your eyes closed, right? Like this. Okay, eyes are closed and now you're marching.
It's so hard to be serious.
Okay, I guess we can stop the time before that. So I was starting with her here,
How did I
and now
cross
she
paths with
ended
your
up there.
How did that happen?
So this is your right side,
Yeah.
right? So normally people are tending to move to their stronger side, actually, right?
Which we said earlier, my left was stronger, but I've moved to the right.
Yeah. So we're still figuring out.
Eyes closed.
With your eyes closed. Okay. Okay.
Okay?
So this is the same test. Eyes are closed, feet are together, and then we see if there is any movement here. Okay, that's it. Good. That was pretty good, actually. Right?
Good.
I have clients which are like on
Really?
the like on the boat,
moving quite a bit.
Yeah. It was not much. It was also not that you were preferring one side.
Okay.
It was pretty equal, so fine. But this is only counting for non-moving movements.
Yes.
Static.
Non-moving, static exercise. Yeah.
Static exercise.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, okay, yeah, exactly. Right. So maybe as an explanation, for example, your right brain half is responsible for your right side for when you are not moving, when you have static or isometric movements, right? And as soon as you move, your right brain is connected to your left side or steering or connected, literally, right? So it's interesting to test both, like static movements, like you did, right? Or marching when you're moving, and it's completely different, right? That makes sense, to figuring out when you have competitions and you have, I don't know if you have isometric exercises or the ones where you have
Both dynamic and static.
Exactly, right? So on the movement side, you have a weakness, and static, you are good to go at the moment.
If my core was stronger, my static would be great.
Exactly. Right. Okay. So what else? We have also eye exercises, because your eyes or your eye muscles are connected to your cerebellum, which is a part of your brain, and the brain is obviously connected to your spinal cord, to your spine muscles, right? And if you have an eye imbalances, as well like your feet, right? If you have feet imbalances, they always send a wrong signal to your brain, and the brain doesn't translate it in right or wrong. It just sends the same wrong message down to your muscles and is creating probably imbalances then.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so the eye test is, I just ask you to form like a small hole, and you just look through it, and that's it. Okay, right? That was more like a trick question, because I'm not asking her which side is actually better. I'm asking her, your brain thinks, or her brain knows directly what eye is actually better. Right? Sometimes you have the same situation when you have to start an exercise, like a bilateral exercise, you mostly start with your good side, not with your weaker side, right? Or stretching as well.
Yeah.
So that was the left side. Left side, it's noted, right? The next test is called saccades, I hope I pronounce it right, and convergence, right? And I use this pen, it's not writing, okay, between her eyes, right? So what I'm gonna do is I place this pen, the tip of the pen, just here on the nasal root. I think it's called like that. Bridge, sorry. Right? And then she's just opening her eyes and looks immediately to the tip of the pen, right? So close your eyes, please. I use the pen, place it on the nasal...
Ready?
Whatever it's called.
3, 2, 1.
And now she's looking directly towards the tip of the pen, and I'm looking for imbalances in her eyes. From my perspective, I can't really see because I'm not right in front of her. Maybe the cameraman can see it even better. But it looked like,
it's hard.
From my perspective, maybe we check it later on the video, that your left eye was pointing more towards the pen, right? Which indicates me when you have a better control of the eye, this is your stronger side. The other one was really like, little somewhere lazy. Right? And the left eye was kind of, okay, this is a pen. I have to, okay. Right?
Okay.
So this is a static object, a non-moving object, right? Which means the right or
the left side
the left body. So.
Left brain controls the left eyeball.
Yes, and also the left body. Yes, exactly. So now we're gonna control with a moving object. Same exercise. So I try to be like in front of you now. Right, and you just look at the tip of the pen, and I'm moving it towards your nose, and you only look at the tip. Only look at the tip. Yeah, okay, that's it. And also here, I feel like from my perspective, it was also the left eye, which was more pointing towards the tip of the pen, and the right eye was still a little sleepy.
Interesting. Okay.
Right? So for movements in general, your left brain half is now connected to your
right
side. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So left, right. Right? Okay.
But if my left eye was still stronger on the moving one, it meant my right side brain was doing more work.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? So those were the eye exercises. I have actually one more, but not for today, unfortunately. But we can maybe simulate that with something that you have one thumb here in front of your nose, right, and the other one just right behind it, right, like in one line. And then I ask you some questions. Okay.
Does it matter which one's which?
You just first look on, no, it doesn't matter, right? So first bring this thumb as close as possible, right? It doesn't have to be like sharp, right? And you look at this one, right? And then you look towards this. Right, so now look at this. Do you still see a thumb or two thumbs here? On this one?
On this one?
Yeah. When you focus on this, do you see still two thumbs here? Even if they're like blurry?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit difficult. Normally I have like a sheet with several dots on it, and then I'm looking for like crosses and something like that. But at the moment we don't have that here. Right? So so only one here.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell.
Yeah. It's fine. Totally fine. Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So we skip this test.
Okay, fine, yeah, scrap that bit.
Okay.
That's fine.
So the next test is a little funny. Try to swallow your saliva and then stick out your tongue as far as you can. Nah. Okay, this is fine. It's not much to see. If then there is just a tiny what's it called? Not an imbalance, but it's tiny off from the middles, from the
My tongue
center.
is?
Yes, just a little bit to your right side,
Okay.
and the right side it's supposed to be kind of your
Weaker.
stronger side
Okay.
here. So now again, and now I'm looking for the uvula. I'm not sure if it's really this pronunciation. This little hanging thingy in your throat. Okay, good. Okay, what I was looking for with this uvula, right? So when you look into your throat, it's kind of this heart shape, right? So in the middle there is this little thingy, right? The uvula, right? And then the rest looks kind of a heart shape, right? And one side from yours, it's this side, was a little bit smaller, and this one was a little bit more open,
Okay.
right? Which means the smaller one has more what's it called, contraction,
Okay.
and this is supposed to be your stronger side, actually, right? And your tongue went actually completely in a different way, right? And it's hard to tell now. Do you have any problems with your jaws? With your jaw? Not
Yeah, I
jaws.
have had a problem with the right side jaw.
Okay, right, and
Not for a long time, actually. I've had braces, so my teeth have all completely moved my whole,
yeah.
for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
so.
that probably needs a little bit deeper investigation done, because also your jaw is connected with your pelvis. It's a whole science here, but it's quite interesting to look a little bit deeper into your throat
Okay.
on your jaw, right? To figuring out more about your body and some imbalances, right? Yeah. So, but for now, we know your left side is actually your stronger side, and the right side is your weaker side,
And
depending
my core
on.
is terrible.
Yeah. Good
Yes.
afternoon.
Yeah. Yes,
Right.
Okay, so that was really interesting. A very quick run through, as you said in your interview in the other video linked in this description, this test can take up to an hour and a half.
Yes.
We've obviously condensed this and chosen only a few of the testing exercises to demonstrate to you, to identify imbalances in the body, to highlight the fact that your feet are connected to your brain, your eyes are connected to
Also
the brain, which connects to the spinal cord, which sends messages to your muscles, and how your jaw is connected to your pelvis, which creates an alignment or misalignment within the body. And so going through this test for an athlete of any sport, but also a human who is not an athlete, who either spends a lot of time in a chair or has pain in a hip or a knee or something going on, it could be maybe identified through something like this, and then you can work on specific exercises that are not that hard. We have discussed things that I can do.
Yes.
It's more just about discipline to actually go home and do these very small exercises that might not seem like a lot, but they will make a difference.
Yes. Every day you have
Every
to do
day.
them to see.
Like 5
actually
minutes
this.
every day.
5 minutes, that's enough. Yeah.
So if you found this interesting, drop us a like, ask any questions. We'll link Louisa's contact details into the description. If you're in Dubai and you fancy Louisa doing this test on you to see if we can identify imbalances or improve your performance in any way, or identify a reason why you may have back pain, you can send Louisa a message using her contact details below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And there'll be lots more content like this to come. We have some more people coming on to do little tests and interviews and things like this with me, which you should be able to take home some top tips to work on to improve your life, basically. So thanks for staying tuned. Louisa, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
It was really interesting. And maybe we do like a follow-up another day soon.
Sure.